I'm Jess, and I'm from the American Heart Association, and I'm here to talk to you about a program your school is doing called the American Heart Challenge. You may associate the American Heart Association with things like Jump Rope for Heart, Hoops for Heart, Kids Heart Challenge, things like that. We are actually the same organization that brought you those. Well, I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about the American Heart Challenge, talk about the American Heart Association, of course, and also give you some information about CPR. So let's go ahead and get started. So, what is CPR? CPR is cardiopulmonary resuscitation. You can see why we shorten it to CPR. It's very hard to say. It is an emergency life-saving procedure performed when someone has a cardiac arrest. Immediate CPR can double or triple the chances of someone surviving after a cardiac arrest. Okay, let's go ahead and back up though. So, what is a cardiac arrest? That occurs when the heart malfunctions and stops beating unexpectedly. Essentially, this is like an electrical problem with your body. So this is why in the movies and on TV, you see things happen very suddenly and dramatically. That part is educational and accurate. So way to go, Hollywood. So for today's purposes, we are going to be talking about hands-only CPR, which simply stated is performed by pushing hard and fast in the center of someone's chest at the rate of about 100 beats per minute until they're revived or until help comes. That's easy enough to remember, right? You've seen that on TV. Wrong. 100 beats per minute is one compression every 0.6 seconds. How do you possibly keep track of that? Don't worry, I can help you.
So, tell me, young man, do you remember what your dad and I taught you about hands-only CPR?
Yes.
Kind of.
If you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, the first thing you do is...
Call 911.
And the second thing you do is...
Push hard and fast in the center of the chest at a rate of at least 100 beats per minute.
Who even knows what 100 beats per minute sounds like?
Well, you can tell by the way I use my performance. No time to talk. Music's not whenever kicks runs inside the ball. It's alright. It's okay. You may not think I'm the way. We can try. Understand. No, you're not afraid.
Remember, it's only 2 steps. Call 911.
And push hard and fast in the center of the chest to the beat of Staying Alive until help arrives.
All right, so if disco isn't your jam, Spotify actually has entire playlists full of songs that are about 110 beats per minute. Some fan favorites are Baby Shark, Come On Eileen, Another One Bites the Dust, Living on a Prayer, Mbop, and Sweet Home Alabama. But for real, there are hundreds of songs on there. So check them out. Find one that you can help remember to help save a life. So that all seems easy enough, though, right? But did you know that 475,000 people die from cardiac arrest every year? This remains to be the leading cause of death in America. To put that into perspective for you, the city of Naperville is just under 150,000 people. So that's about 3 times the population of Naperville that dies of cardiac arrest every year. In that 475,000, about 350,000 1,000 cardiac arrests happen outside of the home. So meaning that a bystander would need to go ahead and jump in and assist. Bystander is literally anyone just standing by. Did you know that anyone can perform CPR? Literally anyone.
Me parece que se encuentra mal, necesitamos asistencia médica lo antes posible y tenemos a nuestro perro haciendo maniobras de resucitación. Con boca a boca, más maniobras de resucitación. Yo creo que ya va cogiendo color, y no ha sido capaz de realizar a nuestro perro.
So you do not need to be trained to perform hands-only CPR. Like we saw, anybody can perform it. You just have to be willing to help and to have a little education to know what to do. Now, I wanted to share a little story with you guys. In college, I competitively played ultimate frisbee. If you are unaware of the sport, it's kind of a combination of football and soccer, but with a disc. And it's full of the most wonderful and wild and weird people I've ever met in my life. Among them was a teammate of mine who was the wildest and the weirdest of the bunch. With the most energy and the kindest heart, and with her love for the sport, she actually went on to coach it at a high school level. One day while she was at practice, she fell of sudden cardiac arrest. No one knew what to do in the situation. They went for help, but they didn't quite make it in time. Unfortunately, she did not make it. In this specific situation, Kelly had an undiagnosed heart condition. Babies have always been checked for heart conditions at birth, but we are always funding and establishing research to find out more. So as of 2011, guidelines for checking infants with this kind of heart condition were changed. Had she been born in 2011 instead of 1986, would things have been different? Maybe. Had the state mandated CPR prior to graduation, would things have been different? Maybe. This is why it's important to learn all that we can, to learn what to do in an emergency, and to know that we can help. In America, only 39 of the 50 states have mandated that high schoolers learn CPR prior to graduation. So that seems like a lot, but that's only 78%. Would you get in a car that was only 78% manufactured? Would you eat a piece of chicken that was only 78% cooked? Would you read a book that was only 78% written? No. So we've come a long way, but there is still a lot of work to do. Now, Kelly's story is not everyone's story. I have another story for you.
A hands-only CPR training kiosk, just like this one, saved my life. In only a few minutes, someone just like you learned the valuable skill of hands-only CPR. And I am here today because he took the time to stop and learn. 3 days after Matt learned hands-only CPR, I was on my college campus walking in a parking lot where I was struck by lightning. I went into cardiac arrest. I don't remember anything about the event. I just know I woke up in the hospital. On April 4th, 2015, I had a 3-hour layover at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. I saw this kiosk in the terminal, and I decided to give it a try. By the time I completed the training, I was confident that I had learned the proper way to do chest compressions. I'll never forget that day. I walked up to a crowd of people, and no one knew what to do. I found out later that people don't often perform CPR because they're afraid or don't know what to do. Someone asked if I knew CPR. Unfortunately, I could say yes. It was a scary scene, but I recalled what I learned in the airport a few days earlier. Someone else had already called 911, so I put one hand in the center of Sean's chest and put my other hand on top of the first. I pushed down hard and fast until help arrived. I'm so glad he took the time to stop at that kiosk. My story would have turned out much differently if I did not get immediate, hands-only CPR from Matt. A cardiac arrest outside the hospital can occur without warning. I certainly didn't think it would ever happen to me. But I'm so grateful the American Heart Association is making life-saving education like this available to the public through the hands-only CPR training kiosk. Take a few minutes to learn now. You could make a difference and save the life of a stranger or someone you love.
So just like they said, you too can help in a situation, in an emergency. So just by listening to what I'm saying today, if you do happen to come across one of those kiosks, maybe at the airport, maybe at the mall, things like that, take a couple minutes and go ahead and try it. In the video, you did hear them say an AED. So what is an AED? It is an automated external defibrillator. Again, very long, very crazy words. That's why we shorten it to an AED. Could you imagine in an emergency saying, go, please help, go get the automated external defibrillator? No, we say, please help, go get the AED. So a defibrillator is something that you use to shock your heart. Again, you'll see this on TV when they say clear and you see everyone like stand back and then you see the body like do one big convulse. That is shocking someone's heart kind of back to life. They're located in your school. They're located in large areas where people gather. So, for example, they might be in lunchrooms, in gyms, hallways, things like that. The process to go ahead and use an AED is super, super simple. All you have to do is turn it on and it will literally speak to you and tell you what you have to do. Who knew that saving a life could be that easy? All right, so I know that you're sitting there listening and saying, yeah, Jess, this is all great, but we're in the middle of a pandemic. Like you're literally speaking to us from YouTube, right? We're supposed to be staying 6 feet away from people. How am I supposed to be performing hands-only CPR? Don't worry. We have actually found ways that you can still perform hands-only CPR all while keeping yourself safe and someone else safe as well. So follow these exact steps, very similar to regular hands-only CPR. Call 911. Cover your own mouth and nose with a mask, just like we're supposed to be doing anyway. Cover the person's mouth and nose with a mask, again, just like they should have on anyway. Go ahead and perform hands-only CPR, just like we learned, and then use an AED as soon as it's possible and available, and wait for help to arrive. That is all. So, you're right, though. We are in the middle of a pandemic. The world is straight up a mess, which is why I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you to take care of yourselves. I need you to go online to heart.org, find the American Heart Challenge, find your school, and sign up and take a challenge. You can choose from making sure that you are challenging yourself to move more. You can choose from learning how to perform CPR. You can make a promise to yourself to stay away from smoking and tobacco. What the world is going through is absolutely terrible and terrifying. And I'm going to be honest with you. The American Heart Association, we need your help. Not only is someone with an underlying heart condition more at risk for contracting COVID-19, we are seeing COVID causing heart disease in otherwise healthy individuals. So once you're on the website or on the app, go ahead and share your link with someone, maybe with some family and some friends. Ask if they can help to support our mission. Donations collected from programs like this go towards things like training people in CPR, advocating to keep CPR mandated in schools, towards the research in detecting heart disease and heart conditions in infants so they can be caught early, and most recently towards the effects of COVID-19 in the heart. So please be sure to register online and take the challenge to keep your heart healthy, and to help us at the AHA keep our loved ones healthy. So thank you so much for your time.